Hello guys, so stay tuned to the end of this video. The person who is chosen to win the copy of First Aid for my giveaway is announced at the end, so make sure you watch all the way to the end and check your Instagram DMs if you are the person who won. Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Ariella. I make videos about medical school and my life as a second-year medical student. Today, I'm gonna take you through a day in my life as a med student and also a YouTuber. It feels weird to call myself that. It's a little uncomfortable for sure, but I do spend a lot of my day doing work for YouTube, so I wanted to kind of show you like what a realistic situation looks like for me. So yesterday I actually filmed 2 videos and I edited one completely and posted it, and then I also got most of the way through editing the second one, so you'll see a little bit later on. I will be editing that later today, but I stayed up really late last night, so I didn't wake up this morning until like 7:30, and now it's 9 o'clock and I still haven't really done anything productive yet. So I always prioritize my note cards when I'm going to start my day. So I'm gonna work on those, and then sometimes I will use editing as like a little break in between, so we're gonna do that. Also, I accidentally cheese grated my hand yesterday, and I'm not gonna show you because it's kind of gross, but it's been covered by a bandage, so it's not really healing very well, so I have to take the bandage off, but I also don't want to look at it. Yeah, so I'm gonna start my note cards, and hopefully we can get through a lot of them before I get tired of doing it and need to start editing in order to like give myself a little break. Other things that I need to do today, I'm just gonna like track the progress of the YouTube video that I posted yesterday, which was my Lululemon favorites video. I'll link it here if you guys are interested in that, but if you're not interested in the Lululemon stuff, that's totally okay. I also need to top off my fish tank because evaporation is causing it to get a little low, and sometimes when the water level is low, the filter gets loud, so I'm gonna do that. It's super easy, it's just something that I need to do today. And then I also need to fold my laundry really badly. I've been letting it like pile up. It's all clean, but I just am too lazy to fold it, so I need to do that today. Let's have a productive day. Also, as you can probably see, the eczema is not doing well lately. I keep scratching it and then that keeps making it worse, so I need to like take my hands off my face and do something else. So this video will probably be up already by the time that I post the vlog that you're currently watching, but I just wanted to share with you guys how I kind of make my thumbnails. So usually the first thing I do is I actually take, my iPad's in my backpack, so I'm not gonna take it out because my hand hurts, but I will take a screenshot from my video, or I'll do a planned thumbnail, like I'll pose in front of the camera, which is honestly one of the most awkward things in the whole world. And then I will put that into Canva and adjust the levels of like the saturation and the lighting. And then I will export that and put it into Procreate and do all this cool stuff where I have these little like cutouts. They will either start with a transparent background, or I will, like for the iPad, I traced out a selection around the iPad, and then I inverted it and erased everything that wasn't the iPad. That's also how I get these little lines around me. I will just draw them on Procreate. And then I also add a color mask layer usually and just brighten up the colors a little bit. And then I send that over to my laptop. I do all the text editing in PowerPoint just because I like how in-depth the text options are. But if you guys have any recommendations on programs to use for thumbnails, definitely let me know down below. I feel like I'm not very good at making thumbnails, so I definitely could use the advice. guys, another thing that I get to do today is I get to register for classes. So the email went out yesterday sending out the instructions on how to enter, but they were having some issues with the website that kept crashing. It wouldn't let anyone in. So I decided to just wait until today when less people were trying to use the website. So I'm gonna go ahead and register for classes, which is really exciting. All right guys, so let me share with you what courses that I need to register for our next trimester. So in terms of like class size, these classes are a little bit different than our first year. Basically, our first year we had one course for each trimester that was really big and had multiple exams in it. But now that we're in second year and we're getting into the more systems-based content, we actually have much smaller courses that have maybe 1 or 2 exams each, and they span throughout the entirety of the first trimester. So we have our critical reasoning and basic sciences course. That is the course that we did the presentation on last semester, and we have that every trimester for our first 2 years. We have a comprehensive basic science review and synthesis course, which to be honest, I have no idea what goes on in there, but I haven't heard a lot about it, so it can't be too scary. We have a GI course, reproductive gynecology and OB-GYN, a preventative and community medicine course. We have our normal osteopathic principles and practice course, as well as primary care skills, and then the last like systems sort of course is general surgery and ENT. So I'm just going to take all the CRNs from those courses. It works the same way a normal undergrad does for us. We just input the CRN and it will register us for those courses automatically. One nice thing about medical school is that since everyone's kind of taking the same classes basically, the registration doesn't run out, so it's a much less stressful process than it was in undergrad. It's definitely a lot of courses, but I'm looking forward to the material since we've only really had one systems-based course so far, and I think the future ones are going to be really exciting. I need to register, and then I really need to do more note cards. Okay guys, so actually the filter is kind of driving me insane trying to do these note cards. I've only been going for about an hour and I just can't stop listening to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and top off the aquarium so that the filter stops making that dripping sound, and then we will come back to the note cards. I don't know how many, let me check. It's been about an hour, and so far I've done 200 cards, so not bad. Definitely things could be better, but all right. I'm gonna go fix the filter and get back to work. Okay guys, so I've got my bucket here. I'm gonna fill that with water and then also add some dechlorinator before I put it into the aquarium. Right now it doesn't really matter because there's nothing living in there, but that's just like force of habit. And I'm also not going to worry about the temperature of the water right now because there's no fish. But if I was adding this directly to the tank with any live organisms in there, like shrimp or fish, I would make sure that it was at least around the 76-degree Fahrenheit mark, because that's what the tank is kept at, and you don't want to shock the fish by changing their temperature too much. Because there's no fish in there right now, I don't need to do that, but if you are adding new water to a tank that already has fish in it, make sure that the temperature is at least pretty similar. I usually only end up doing a couple drops of the dechlorinator just because the aquarium's pretty small, but you're supposed to use 1 capful for each 50 gallons of new water. One final note to make sure that you always wash your hands thoroughly before and after doing anything with your fish tank. Wash before without soap, I would say, just so that you don't introduce anything from the outside world into your aquarium. And then along that same vein, you want to make sure that you wash your hands after, because there are bacteria growing and living inside the tank, and you obviously don't want to get any infections or anything like that from your tank. So just make sure that everything is clean and you wash your hands frequently whenever you're working with it. I feel like I look really rough today. I don't know if it's the eczema or the under eye bags or what, but it's really weird to have to edit your own video footage and basically just look at yourself. Not the most fun thing in the world, but I do enjoy like the artistic aspect of editing, so I guess it's okay. All right guys, so I took a nice long early break for lunch. I just needed to get away from the note cards for a little bit. So now I'm gonna head back upstairs and I think I'm gonna start by editing and maybe finishing up that video before I do the rest of my review cards. And yeah, it's about noon now, so far, relatively productive day. I'm not too mad about it. We meet again. Alright, so I just spent a little bit of time editing. I only had a tiny little bit left and now I'm going to add some music. So as you probably just saw in the time lapse, I spent some time searching for music. That's definitely the hardest part of making YouTube videos, I feel like, is finding good copyright-free music that kind of fits with your videos. It just takes a little while to search and find something that is allowed to be used and also is going to fit well with your content. And I've recently been trying to expand my music library a little bit because I've kind of been using the same like 4 or 5 songs for the entirety of my YouTube career so far. So I'm trying to expand on that a little while I have time this summer, but yeah, so I'm just going to add the audio to the YouTube video and then I will probably start the process of exporting it. Alright, so all the audio is in, so the last thing I do before I export the video is I just watch it at 2x speed and make sure all the text boxes are correct, make sure I catch any typos, which I'm not great at. Sometimes they definitely slip through, but yeah, I'm gonna do that, export, and then we will start the long process of uploading. So for some reason my upload speed here is pretty abysmal. Don't really know why. We're working on upgrading the internet because it's not just a problem for me, it's also a problem for my boyfriend. He has to upload large files, and so it ends up being pretty slow. So usually I would say if I'm making like a normal 15 to 20 minute video, because that's how long my videos tend to be, it takes about an hour to upload and then maybe another like 15 minutes to process. About an hour and 15 minutes total, which gives me plenty of time to like write the description and add tags and add markers, but unfortunately, it does kind of take longer than I would like, so I'm going to upload this video today so that it's ready for tomorrow. While my video is exporting, I am heading back to today's note cards. Quick update, I'm changing because it is way too hot in this loft right now for long sleeves. I took a break. I went downstairs to get changed and then I just didn't come back up. I laid in bed for a little bit. So it's 2 o'clock. My video failed exporting from Final Cut. I'm not really sure why that is because my computer was not asleep. I have an app called Amphetamine that prevents the computer from going to sleep, so it was on the whole time. I don't really know why it decided not to do that correctly, but I'm working on exporting it now and also just finishing out those note cards for today. Slowly but surely getting there. Do you guys like kombucha? I feel like it's really hit or miss. I love it so much that I give myself ulcers in my mouth because of the acidity. That's where I stand on the matter. All right guys, so I'm just uploading this now. I'm not gonna insert anything other than the thumbnail. Since I'm gonna be posting it tomorrow, I usually schedule my videos, so I'm going to post it on July. Is it July? Dang. I'm gonna post it on July 8th at noon, if I can find noon. And then I'll work on the description and stuff later on today when I have finished my note cards. 1% uploaded. Doesn't say how long it's gonna take, but I know it's gonna be a long time. Okay guys, so as you can see here, we are 69% uploaded with 13 minutes left. So this is what we're looking like. You can't do an end screen or any cards until the video has been completely uploaded. But normally what I do is I have a template for things that I want to put in the description, like my Instagram and some playlists and videos that I like to promote, as well as my normal music details that I fill in. And then I have an area for a unique description of the video and any links that I think are going to be important for the video. So the reason that I want to do all this now is because I recently remembered that I have a meeting on Friday on this research proposal thing that we were going to do, and then it wasn't going to end up working, and now it's going to work again. So I need to do a little bit of work for that this week, and that's why being able to pre-upload my videos and work on them ahead of time is really important, because when things like this come up, I have the ability to sit down and take the time to do the research rather than having to worry about uploading or editing and things like that, because that can be pretty time consuming, and I think that's something that people don't really realize about YouTube. For me, it's really fun to edit. I actually really enjoy it, but it does take a lot of time out of your day, and a lot of that time could be spent doing note cards or something like that. And it's just funny to me thinking like this small little YouTube operation that I've got going on is probably so much less work than some of the huge YouTube businesses and large YouTubers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm grateful. So I'm just gonna start working on as many new Anki cards as I possibly can, because I've gotten through all my reviews, and hopefully I can catch up a little bit, because I haven't been doing as many new cards as I really should be. Come on, you can do it. We have some garden herbs here, and I just repotted everything. So we've got rosemary, basil, mint, and then this one has some sad looking parsley and thyme, and then just a little aloe plant. So I've been spending a little time doing this, trying to get away from note cards, and yeah, I think we're gonna make some, what's it called, caprese with the basil and mozzarella and tomatoes. All right guys, we just prepared some lacto-fermented peaches. We're also doing tomatoes. I'm gonna link Joshua Weissman's video down below. That's the guide that we were following, so I'll let you know if these turn out good, but I'm a big fan of fermented foods in general, so I think this is gonna be really delicious.
It's essentially gonna be equal parts vinegar and water. So for me, I'm doing 2 cups of vinegar and 2 cups of water, which is about 400 grams each.
Here's our spread. So we've got regular cucumbers in here, cucumber spears, a small one of avocado, and then 2 big jars of this like regular pickled vegetable mixture. It has cauliflower, carrot, radish, and celery. Alright guys, so it's a couple days later, and I wanted to save this clip at the end of the video until now so I could pick the giveaway winner on the day that the giveaway ends. So it is Saturday, July 11th, and I have picked a giveaway winner. So congratulations, Fiona. Please check your Instagram DMs where I've messaged you about the giveaway. Thank you all so much for entering and participating, and hopefully I can do more giveaways like this in the future. But if you didn't win this time, make sure you subscribe down below so you are notified whenever I do future giveaways. And also, even if you didn't win, I would highly recommend getting a PDF version of this textbook for free online. It's a super useful book, and I highly recommend it to all of you. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!